U.S. forces overnight dropped food and water for civilians in Iraq. But what about the plan to deal with the continued threat by the Islamic State? Critics warn a major expansion of military policy should be on the table, with even some in the president's own party expressing concern.
I've learned one thing about this president, and that is he's very cautious. Maybe in this instance, too cautious.
Over the weekend, Saudi Arabia's King Abdullah warned without action, ISIS could reach Europe in a month and America in another month. Now many U.S. lawmakers are speaking out as well.
I believe strongly that ISIS does plan on attacking the United States. The longer we wait, the more dangerous ISIS becomes.
When it comes to a plan of action, some Middle East experts say as complex as it is, working in and with Syria will be essential, and that more expansive military action will need to be considered.
The president so far has limited U.S. action to attacks from the air. Such a policy used against ISIS in Iraq and Syria would weaken them, would put them on the defensive, would not by itself obliterate them.
Paul Selim with the Middle East Institute says without a coordinated air and land campaign, the strategy will be incomplete. There's also another challenge, he says, in figuring out how to best deal with Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's request for support.
Once the U.S. and the West said Assad must go, his response was it's either me or the terrorists. You certainly don't want to work with the terrorists, so he wants to force them to work with him.
Thus far, the messages from the White House and State Department have been vague.
I can assure you that we have multiple pots on the burner at the same time in terms of protecting the American people and doing what's necessary to do that.
In Washington, I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.